Assalamualaikum and hi. Today our group will be presenting about fat for sport and exercise. Our team members are Aisyah Nurputri, Miza Shahmina and Fauzul Kamilia. We often heard that fats are bad. This is not entirely true because there is good fats and bad fats. In fact, fats are essential in our diet. Why? Because fat gives us energy, supports cell function, help our body to absorb vitamins and minerals, and are important for hormones. Before we go deeper into the topic fat for sports and exercises, let's look at the types of fat. First, we have the good fat, which is unsaturated fat. Unsaturated fats are divided into two categories, polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats. Polyunsaturated fats have two or more double bonds. Polyunsaturated fats provide omega-3 and 6, help decrease the LDL cholesterol level, which is the bad cholesterol, consequently decreasing the risk of heart diseases. Polyunsaturated fats can be found in fatty fishes like salmon, in flaxseed, and walnuts. On the other hand, monounsaturated fats have one double bond. It increases HDL cholesterol level, which is the good cholesterol, decreasing the LDL cholesterol level, and reducing the risk of heart diseases. Monounsaturated fat can be found in avocado, olive oil, and almonds. Next, we will look into the saturated fats, which is a bad fat. Saturated fats have zero double bonds. It increases the LDL cholesterol level and increases the risk of heart diseases. Foods that contain saturated fats include red meat, coconut oil, whole milk dairy products such as butter. Last but not least is the trans fat. Trans fat is also in the bad fat category. It have at least one double bond in trans configuration. Trans fat increase the LDL cholesterol level and also decrease the HDL cholesterol level. It also increases the risk of getting heart diseases. Trans fat can be found in food like fried chicken, pie, and margarine.
Now, let's look at the role of fat during exercise. To begin, fat is a key source of energy for endurance sport as well as long duration and low intensity exercise. Fat energy comes from plasma chylomicron and triglyceride. Fat account for around 80% of energy in mild exercise such as brisk walking. Carbohydrates are more important during high intensity exercise such as sprinting. Gender and age are two characteristics which influence how fats are used as an energy source during exercise. Females oxidize more fat than males during submaximal activity, and younger children burn more fat than teenagers. Following that, I will describe how fat is converted to energy. Triglycerides are one type of fat used for energy. It will degrade into free fatty acid and glycerol. Glycerol are transported to the liver, and free fatty acids are oxidized for energy. Exercise causes an increase in serum free fatty acid into the muscle, which is accelerated by the hormone epinephrine. Furthermore, excess fatty acid metabolism generates ketone as a byproduct. Ketones may be used as an energy source in cells. Continue on to the following section, which discusses the dietary effect on fat metabolism. Carbohydrate intake reduce fat oxidation and increase insulin level could impede lipolysis. Carbohydrate intake also boosts endurance exercise performance. However, as carbohydrate storage deplete, free fatty acid level rise and exercise performance typically declines. Furthermore, let's discuss which athletes employ fat for performance. Firstly, cycling athlete. Next is marathon athletes. Next is triathlon athletes. And lastly, badminton athletes. All of these athletes have similar attribute, which is endurance performance. Let's move on to what fat adaptation is. What is fat adaptation? Fat adaptation is a physiological condition that improves the body's ability to use fat as its main energy source when exercising. It is more beneficial for endurance athletes since it gives them access to an almost infinite source of energy. Fat adaptation gives several benefits to the athlete. First of all, it enhances endurance performance. Fat adaptation increases their endurance and postpone exhaustion by using more fat as fuel, and less dependence on a limited supply of carb is achieved through fat adaptation. Besides that, it improves metabolic efficiency. Fat loading will increase the quantity of mitochondria in muscle cell, and the body can metabolize fat for energy more effectively when it has more mitochondria. Lastly, reduced risk of gastrointestinal distress. Reduced intake of carbohydrate can lessen the chance of gastrointestinal problem that can impair performance like cramping and
Next, we go to fat intakes and healthy fat recommendations. So, fat intake for an athlete needs 20% to 35% in total calories per day. To calculate how much fats that athlete needs per day is, we multiply 0.8 to 1.5 grams of fats by an athlete's kilogram of body weight daily. For monosaturated fat, we can get it from avocado, olive oil, and nuts. For polyunsaturated fats, we can get it from eating salmons, walnuts, chia seeds, sunflower seeds, and soybeans. For saturated fat, we can get it by eating meat, dairy, yogurt, and coconut oil. Next is recipe recommendations. For breakfast, we can have avocado toast with olive oil drizzle and eggs. For lunch, we can grill some salmon asparagus with olive oil and lemon dressings. For dinner, we can have stir-fried tofu and chicken with vegetable cooked in olive oil. For simple snacking, we can have Greek yogurt with chia seed, fruits, and nuts.